nature-loving friends on the interwebs. I'm Doc Eon. It's a Monday, and I'm here to ramble. Today's Monday, the 15th of August, 2022. And I've kind of hit a low point in my production. You're looking at every mini that I've managed to finish painting in the past week. Only 5. I did say last week I thought my average would be somewhere between 5 and 10 from here on out, the rest of the year. But I didn't expect it to hit the low point of that range quite so quickly. We can talk later about why. But anyway, I'm reasonably happy with these guys. We have the armored ladies here, the fully armored, presumably human character, and the tiefling in full armor but without a helmet. I sort of free-handed a stripe. You know, I can't draw a straight line to save my life, but it's at a distance it's reasonably straight, and took fields of color just to make this shield not look so bland. Then we have this guy who I tried to paint as in a raccoon pattern, and I also gave him a blue outfit and a red cloak to sort of mimic Rocket Raccoon from the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Then we have a couple of other guys, this roguish type, and presumably a ranger type. There's a lot of blue this week. It just so happened that color was on my palette and I used it a lot. But, you know, after a slump, there must be an uptick. So let's hope we improve the pace in coming weeks a little bit. So I haven't done nothing, but looking at this guy, you can see that it is just a lot of sloppy base coats. It's just throwing some color on there just as an experiment, mostly just to try to figure out what to do about it, and lots of different colors for different tentacles. I've been toying with the idea of even like in like a bunch of tentacles like this coming out of his tail, painting each one a different color. That sounds insane, but this is an insane model for an insane god. So, well, we'll see what comes of that. I think, honestly, quite a lot of this guy will be done with dry brushing, but more controlled dry brushing on smaller areas, or rather individual areas, and then glazing or washing and maybe some contrast paints. But yeah, he's a mouthful, Yogg-Sothoth. So let's take him out of the picture for a moment, and we will look at the genies. And it's kind of the same thing there. They have just undercoats or base coats on lots of different parts, and especially done some preliminary metallic work. And just lay down the base tones for the skin, like this Jin, of course, has to have blue skin, the Freet red, the Marid green, and the Dao brown. Yeah, this one is going to be a challenge, because if you look at the picture of a Dao in the monster manual, in fact, I have it here. This is what these monsters are based on. This is the D&D 5th edition monster manual, and you can see this is clearly, well, it's sort of this creature, the Dao, as it's called. And here we have the Jin, and this is probably the most different one, because the model has hair and a lot more armor. The one in the book, the Freet in the book, has none of those things, essentially. Possibly the most similar one is this. The Marid is like a fish dude. Okay, so the model has more whiskers and is wearing less clothing. He has a big bare belly. but still, you can clearly see where the sculptors took their inspiration from. It's clearly supposed to be these D&D creatures. So that's what I'm taking my cues from. But what I discovered was that working on 5 big models, these 4 and Yogg-Sothoth at the same time, meant that nothing got finished. I just did a little bit on each one, and my workload was spread out over too many models. I think I'm going to have to focus on 1 or 2 at a time to get them done. That's probably more efficient. Also, the past week has been low productivity because of a combination of things. Number 1, getting back to work, having a lot of meetings every day. And number 2, the heat. We've been struck by a heat wave. So sort of end of summer heat wave. I mean, a lot of the summer was kind of, well, a little rainy and a little cool, as in like only around 20 degrees Celsius. But this past week we went up to like 27, 28 degrees and sunshine beating down on us. And I don't respond well to heat. I'm not acclimatized to it. What happens when the weather is that hot is it drains me of energy. Actually, there's probably a medical explanation for the physiology of this, but I just get really tired in the heat. And after a long day at work, I just come home and I don't want to do anything requiring thought. I just flake out in front of my computer and watch YouTube videos, and don't get anything painted. So that's unfortunate. We're just gonna have to hope the weather improves so I can get some work done. Anyway, let's look at the new stuff I prepped this week. And I'm actually showing the scribe first again. I think I showed him first to you when I first revealed these models last week. Anyway, we have the townsfolk, the somewhat well-to-do townsfolk, the burghers of medieval times here in the front, primed and ready, and we have some dragons in the back. One very, very young dragon and a couple more advanced. One of them I had to make a base for. It's just rocks and gravel. Nothing special. I'll add some grass tufts, of course, as well after painting. Yeah. These not much to say really. I have a good handle on how I'm going to paint the dragons. These guys in front, not so much. I have no clue what I want to do there yet, but I'll figure something out. Just stick around till next week and you'll see what happens. So with the slowdown and my backlog, I don't really need to prep a lot of new projects. I'm still going to prep 6 more models. And how can that be, you might ask? Isn't that very challenging, adding 6 when I only finished 5? I still have stuff left over. Well, these are 6 really simple models. While they are all need assembly, they're all just goblins. Really, really, you know, simple speed painting projects. Why are these 2 identical, by the way? Both of these are one-man band. Huh. Weird. I don't know, the others all seem to be different. Huh. Anyway, I thought I'd painted all the goblins from this Kickstarter, but very early on, but I missed these somehow. And looking at, I think the reason I missed them is that these are not in the picture. What I mean by that is if you go to the Kickstarter project page, there's a big picture showing everything that's in the core set and in each expansion and the options you can get. And these guys are not in that picture. And that's what I've been going from, instead of just looking through the entire box. So I assume they were like a last minute stretch goal that was added, and they didn't bother to update the picture. So, but anyway, with 6 goblins is something I can knock out in a day. You know, just a few hours, an evening of painting if I'm focused. So this should be an easy add to my queue that won't set me back very far. And yeah, that is the plan. So this brings us to the close of another episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Click like if you did. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done so before. Comment about what you particularly enjoyed so I can improve by giving you more of it. And join me here again in a week. Same day of the week, same channel, same Dakian, who's now signing off.